So once Thandi came up with her hypothesis, she came up with field notes as stipulated below. So you can press pause at this part of the video to go through the notes. Now we begin chapter 2. The first step in testing a theory is to talk to the people who are living it. I started with Zola. His face appeared on my screen, pixelated and freezing every few seconds. Our village's internet connection was powered by hope, and I suspect a single exhausted hamster on a wheel. Zola's background, however, was a riot of life, the constant symphony of city traffic. The blare of a taxi hooter, the wail of a distant siren was the soundtrack to his world. And the Wi-Fi is insane, he was saying, his voice crackling. You can stream a whole movie without buffering. I'm studying a coding course at the community college next term. You should come, Thandi. Seriously. Coding, the word felt like something from another planet. That's cool, Zola, I said, trying to keep the envy out of my voice. I tapped a note onto my tablet under the heading Pull Factors, Education and Technology. Gogo Lindiwe taught me a new way to patch a leaky bucket today. So we are both innovating. Zola laughed, a proper full-throated laugh. I hadn't heard from him in his last few months in Lukhanyo. See, it's the future versus the past. Dad's got a steady job at the automotive parts factory. The hours are long, but it's a real wage. Thandi. Money in the bank every month. Mom says we can even think about getting a proper house next year, not just this flat. He glanced around his room, and for a second I saw the downside. It was small. He shared it with his little brother, whose bed was pushed up against the wall behind him. It was a shoebox compared to the open space we had in Lukhanyo. Urbanization challenge, overcrowding and lack of space, I typed. But it was a small price to pay for the future, wasn't it? The call froze, Zola's face a mosaic of colored squares, and then disconnected. I sighed and stared at my notes. Pull factors. Employment, formal sector, reliable income, access to better services. The push factors were just outside my door. I found Baba Mkhize, one of the village elders, sitting on a bench, meticulously carving a piece of wood. His hands gnarled and wise never stopped moving. Baba, I began respectfully holding up my tablet to record his voice. For my school project, can I ask you why you think so many young people are leaving us? He didn't look up from his carving, but his hands paused. He sighed, a sound like dry leaves skittering across the ground. A plant needs two things to grow, Thandi: good soil and good water. Our soil is tired, and the water is forgetful. He gestured with his chin towards the sun-baked fields. There is no work here but the work of the sun and the dust. It is enough for an old man like me to see out his days. It is not enough for a young person to build a life. I thanked him, my heart feeling a little heavier. Back at my desk, I added his words to my project. Push factors, agricultural instability, soil exhaustion and water scarcity, lack of formal employment. The words on the screen stared back at me, the push and pull factor. It wasn't just a diagram in a textbook. It was a tug of war for the soul of my village, and every family that packed their bags was a sign that we were losing. That brings us to the end of chapter 2, and stay tuned for chapter 3 in the next series.